how to create effective goals on the long term and also on the short term. So the way I prescribe that you start writing your goals and also developing your intentions for the future is start with a blank canvas. So take a notebook and first and foremost, write everything down. Write your goals, write your plans, write your dreams, write your ideas. So always write everything. So open your notebook, and what we'll start doing is you will imagine what you would like to have 5 years from now. So imagine every aspect of your life: financial, work, spiritual. What I mean by spiritual is your overall happiness, your peace of mind, maybe connections, spiritual connections or religious connections, if that is your case, if you have improved them in any way, your weight, your overall fitness level, exercise, eating, etc., your relationships to your friend, relationships to your parents or siblings, love relationship. So I would like you to really describe how you see your life in 5 years. There is two conditions. The first one, you gotta think in a way where you cannot fail. No matter what you decide 5 years from now, imagine that it shall happen. So there is no way for you to fail. The second condition is that you don't start thinking how you're going to get there. The only thing we want for now is for you to just dream big. Dream big of everything you would like to have 5 years from now in different aspects of your life. If you do not know what you would like to have as a work, profession, maybe you don't know what your purpose is, your mission is, maybe you're kind of lost and you're wondering, what can I do with my life? I don't know what I would like to do 5 years from now. There is a question that you can ask yourself. You can ask it for your job, your current situation, to find out if that is still what you want to do. And you can ask it also, and the second question you can ask is on the long term. So the first question you want to ask is about your current situation is, knowing what I know today, would I still repeat? Would I still do the same thing? Would I still take that decision to go into that job? Would I still do the same profession? Would I still do the same thing? Would I still have the same relationship? Knowing what I know today, would I still do it today? If the answer is no, you absolutely need to make a drastic change. And the faster you make that change, the less time you'll waste, because it's just a waste of life if you're not in a situation that you truly enjoy, that is truly fulfilling for you. If the answer is yes, congratulations, you are in an environment that is pleasing to you. Second question is in regards to your profession, even your relationships, is if you had $10 million in your bank account, just like that appeared in your bank account, but you only had 6 months to live, what would be your profession? What would you do professionally? And don't say, oh, I would retire, I wouldn't work at all, because actually we kind of need to do something in our everyday life. Of course, you would probably spend more time with your family and your friends. You may decide which kind of friends you would spend more time with if you only had that very short period of time to live. Because you need to know we're all on this journey that ends. We're all dying as we're living, right? So might as well live it to maximum every day, because you never know when is your last day on earth is gonna be. So that is a way to determine what you want as a profession in the future. You have all the money you want, so you don't have to think about working to earn, and you only have a very short time to live, so you have to live it to maximum, fully. Once you've decided about your profession, your finances, in 5 years from now, be as descriptive as you can, be as precise as you can. How much money do you have in that bank account? How much money do you earn every month? What kind of professions do you have? How many hours per week do you work? Who are your friends? It might be friends that you don't have right now, that you'd like to have, the kind of friends you want to have. What's the type of relationship you have with your partner? Do you travel? What kind of house do you have? Where do you live? Not today, but 5 years from now, if you had zero chance of failing. So take the time to really write all of this down and create this kind of beautiful movie where you're the producer, you're the main actor, and everything goes according to plan. You cannot fail. It's like the perfect movie. So take the time. It might take you a day, it might take you 2 days, it might take you a week to write all of that precisely. Because that will impress your subconscious mind, and it'll give you a direction, a large direction of where you want your life to be. Once you finish doing that, the second step is to have a look at your values. What are your values? So you might say, I don't know, which is totally normal. Your values are what is the most important in your life. We see values in two different ways. The first is when you have to make a choice, you will usually choose according to your values. For example, if I'm at work and my boss asks me to stay late, but it's my daughter's birthday, will I stay late, or will I risk losing my job to go to my daughter's birthday? You see, if I stay at work, my value is money and work. If I go, my value is family and relationships. So you might find your values through the actions and the choices you have made so far in your life. The second way to find out what your values are is to ask yourself, what do I gain from achieving any of my goals? What do I gain by reaching destinations that I want? Do I do it for money? Do I do it for security? Do I do it for relationships? Do I do it because I want to be a leader, or for a spiritual purpose, or to inspire others, or to to learn new things, or to travel, or to have more free time, or to have peace of mind? So there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of different options and different values. It's important to understand what your core values are for different reasons. One of them is, in your life, in your surroundings, you will want to have people, relationships that are based on the same fundamental values. Because usually the crisis we have, the arguments we have, the disputes we have with others come from the fact that we disagree on values. Not about the toothbrush that's misplaced, but on things that are very profound. So it's good to know what your values are, so when you search for an employment, or search for an employee, or search for different relationships that you want to have with friends or with a partner, you may want to search for people who have the same values and ask them about their values. I have the circumstance where a couple was fighting a lot, and basically the reason was that they got very, very quickly into a relationship and had a baby together, only to realize that the man, his value was for the wife to be a stay-at-home mom, And the woman, her value was entrepreneurship, getting her own business together. So you can imagine the clash between those two completely different points of view, different values. So it's very important to know them. So once you have done the list, look through them all and look at your three major values. Those are your core values, what are the most important to you. Second reason why values are important is because you want to have goals that match your values. For example, if you want to travel a lot, but your core values are peace of mind, stability, security, it'll be difficult to travel a lot because it'll go in contradiction with your core value, which is not to move too much and be in a secure place. If you want, for example, freedom, extraordinary freedom, and you want to have a very profound relationship, you might, in your subconscious mind, see that as a contradiction where you won't be as free because you're with someone else and you need to compromise and there's less freedom. And therefore, that might block you from having the relationship you want. So once you have your values and you have those 5-year goals, those big dreams, ask yourself, is this goal in accordance to my first value? Is it in accordance to my second value? Is it in accordance to my third value? And give it a rating from 1 to 10. 10 being completely in accordance, 1 being completely in disaccordance. If you have a number that's less than 5, you know that you're completely disagreeing. There's a disagreement between your goal and your value. It's much more difficult to change a value because it's taken years for you to develop it and it's your foundation. It's much easier to change a goal. So you might want to transform the goal a little bit, improve it a little bit so that it matches your value. You might tweak it a little bit. You might say, I want to travel, but only with groups that are all organized in an all-inclusive resort or in cruise ships where I have that security and that stability. See, so you might want to have compromise between the goals you have and the list of your values. So once you're sure about your goals, now you have them, they're big, they're wonderful, everything seems perfect in that world 5 years from now. Remember, you can always revisit and change them. They're not like, set in stone. Goals can be changed and plans can be revised, but you never change a goal because you haven't reached it. You change a goal because you've changed your mind. Don't change a goal because the plan that you had didn't work out. Change the goal only if you really don't want that to happen anymore. You have that right. We change our minds all the time. But for now, those are your 5 years goals. What you will do then is you will ask yourself the following question. Take each of those different aspects of your life and ask yourself, let's say that goal, you've given it 5 years and you set it for December 31st of the specific year. Ask yourself, what will I need to accomplish in this aspect of my life 4 years from now so that I have more chances to accomplish this one in 5 years? So you will go backwards in time. It's a pretty difficult exercise, but it will train your brain to create a bridge between where you are today and where you want to be in 5 years from now. It'll train your brain to see that even if you want an incredible goal 5 years from now, it can be achievable by just one action done today. I'll give you an example. I take my case, for example. I want to be an Oscar-winning movie of the year screenwriter for that specific movie 5 years from now. So what will I need to accomplish 4 years from now to get that Oscar? Well, the movie has to be out 4 years from now? What do I need to accomplish 3 years from now? Well, the movie must be filming, right? There must be actors and they must be filming the movie. What needs to happen 2 years from now? Well, all the actors, everybody needs to have been chosen so that they can start filming the movie. So what needs to happen 1 year from now? Well, I need to have sold the script. So what needs to happen 6 months from now? Well, I have to have written the script, the screenplay. So what needs to happen 3 months from now? Well, I have to have written at least half of that script. So what do I need to do a month from now is maybe learn how to write screenplays, since I don't know. So what do I need to do next week is actually go and get me some books or some courses on how to write a screenplay. So as you can see, the huge big goal of getting an Oscar, which looks very big, once you bring it down and once you bring it back to something of an everyday event, you see how suddenly it becomes accessible, it becomes doable, it becomes manageable. So that is what you're gonna do. So you're gonna go back in time. 4 years from now, what do you need to have done so that 5 years from now you can have your big goal? 3 years from now, what do you need to have done in order for 4 years from now to get your goal? Etc., until you get to 6 months from now, 3 months, 2 months, 1 month, next week, tomorrow. And you will see that that huge goal, actually you can diminish it in very easy step-by-step action plans and a plan that you will put into action. The other way to do it is to keep that goal, that 5-year goal, written down, that dream, and on the second separate page, start writing 10 goals that you want to achieve before 1 year from now, before next year. Usually they will be linked to the 5-year goal, usually. Usually you don't go in one direction hoping for something else in the other direction. Try to aim at the same target. Once you choose those 10 goals, choose 3 that will be that are more important to you 1 year from now. And you need to write your goal in a smart way. Smart meaning S for specific, M for measurable, A for attainable, R for result-based, and T for time manner. So if you write a goal, you need to be very specific about the date. So it has to be before July 31st, 2020, before December 31st with the year. And then you write the sentence in a positive affirmation that is basically based in the present tense. I have, I earn, I'm with, I marry, I weigh this amount of, so never I don't lose weight, I weigh. So put it in the present tense, even if it's a goal 1 year from now. You don't want to write it in a future tense. Your brain doesn't understand the concept of future. It only understands words that are in the present tense, which will help your brain already start thinking of ways for you to achieve what you want to achieve. Measurable, it means that it can be measured. And you want it measurable because you want to know at the end of the day if you have reached your goal or not. Because if you miss your goal, you want to go back and say, okay, what did I do that was not according to plan? Or what do I need to tweak in my plan? Why did it take me longer? Why didn't I achieve it at all? What did I learn from the experience? If you achieve it, then you can have a major party. You can celebrate, jump for joy, say, yes, I reached this goal. It's amazing. I did it. I can't believe it, but it's done. So it needs to be measurable. Everything can be measurable and based on results. And they need to be specific. So remember the SMART. Specific, measurable. So of course, when it comes to money, you need to be specific. I earn $10,000 a month. I have $100,000 in my bank account. I own a Porsche Carrera 911 yellow convertible 2012. I travel twice a year to Europe, or I weigh 145 pounds. So be extremely specific in your goal. If your goal is to improve, let's say, a relationship with your partner, well, improvement is not measurable. If you say I have the perfect body, perfection is not measurable. So you really need to measure everything. When it comes to a relationship with friends, kids, family, how do we measure it? We measure it with the time, the valuable time we spend with them. I go out with my partner 3 times a week to a beautiful restaurant, or I spend at least an hour a day with my children every night. Valuable time where my phone is turned off and I'm only with them. I travel once a month with my partner to beautiful destinations, weekend getaways. So that is all measurable. You will be able to come back after, or when you get to that year, and say, wow, did I achieve this or not? Am I spending this 3 hours per week, or whatever you decide? Fitness is the same. You decide how many hours you're going to exercise per week, or how many times per day, how much time each time you go exercise. If you want to transform your eating habits, well, you'll decide what kind of food you're going to eat, how many times per week. So if you want to become a vegan in 5 years, for example, well, maybe in a year from now, you'll be wanting to cut down the meats to maybe half of the time, every half of your meals per week. So that way you can really measure, and you can move in the direction of your goals. I know for a lot of people 5 years is very long and very far, but remember that 5 years go by anyway. So it's better to plan and have goals 5 years from now, because 5 years will go by. Already 5 years have gone by. So it's important to have goals, even if they're far. You can have goals 20 years from now, 10 years from now. That will also motivate you to move forward towards your goals. So once you have written those 10 goals and found the 3 major, the most important, and you write them specifically, I suggest you do 2 things. The first one is find little 4x5 cardboard, little paper, or you can do it on Post-its. I have a lot of Post-its in front of me, and you can write those 3 goals on a Post-it that you will stick, one next to you on your bedroom nightstand. One, you can put it on the dashboard of your car. One on your office computer if you work at an office, so that you always have those goals in front of you, and you always see them even if you don't read them. I would suggest you read your goal at least once when you wake up and once before you go to bed. Always the same goal, and don't change them every day. Focus so that you can achieve them faster. It's more important that you achieve one goal and you reach it and you celebrate, than that you are looking for 10 things to happen in your life, and as balls sent up in the air that you can't catch, not one, and you fail in everything you want to achieve. So it's better to have fewer goals, but to be really focused in reaching them. The other way I encourage you to function is to write those 3 goals every day. The same 3 goals, to write them in the morning every day as you wake up. It's going to reinforce that belief, and it's going to also maintain your focus in what you want to achieve um, in your life. When you choose your goals, please choose goals that are really concerning you specifically. Don't you Therefore, you can't have goals for somebody else. You can't say, I want that person to be nicer to me. I want that guy to marry me. I want my children to behave differently or to get to school. They need to be your goals, only your goals. Also, they need to be what matters to you. You can't choose goals to make other people happy. You can't make other people happy. So don't choose goals for what others will think or what others will like. Choose goals really for you. So once you have those 3 goals of what you want to reach next year, a year from today, or on the specific date before my birthday, so before this specific day that represent my birthday, or before Christmas. So choose your date. Once you have those 3 goals, I want you to do the next exercise, which is finding out the obstacles. So why didn't you achieve those goals so far? Find the 5 things that have prevented you in reaching the goals so far. There are at least 1, 2, 3, 5 things that, because if there weren't obstacles, you would already be where you want to be. So something did prevent you from getting there. It can be a lack of information, a lack of education, I don't know how, a lack of meeting the right people. So when you'll see that once you write down your obstacles, you'll understand that the way to fix this is to actually reply to those by doing what you didn't do so far. So if you lack the knowledge, you'll have to learn. If you lack the relationships or the people you need to meet, you will need to find them and meet them. So that'll give you a hint of what path, what plans you need to make in order to reach your goal. The second thing you need to do once you find your obstacles is to find the reasons why you want to achieve those goals. The why is really your motivation, is what's going to fuel your engine when you'll have to go through those barriers, to go over the obstacles to reach your goal. So the more you have motivation, the more you have those whys, the easier you will find it to be motivated and to have the drive, to have the passion, to have what it takes to reach that goal. So the why is always stronger than the how. Before you start even thinking how I'm going to get to that goal, you need to first ask yourself, why do I really want to get to that goal? If you can find 25 reasons, great. If you can find 100 reasons, even better. The more reasons you find, the faster you'll get to your goal. So take the time, don't jump over this. Take the time to really find out why you're doing what you're doing. So you want to earn $10,000 monthly. Why? Is it for a trip? Where? So because I want to go to this place and I want to go to this place and I want to buy this kind of shoes and I want to buy this TV and so really detail all the reasons why you want. I want that relationship. Why? Well, because I want to feel loved. I want to love somebody. I want to go to trips together there. I want to, so detail every aspect of all the whys. Take the time to really write them all, Because when you find an obstacle, when you have a problem you'll have to solve, and they will happen because that's the only way we can grow. We need to grow into the goal we want to reach. So during that growth, the only way we know how to grow is by facing a problem and solving it. That's how we grow, and that's how we get closer to reaching our goals. So when you get to those problems and those obstacles you need to overcome, well, you will have a list of reasons why you really want to go through this, and that will motivate you and keep you going. Also, you can read those motivations once a week or every morning. That will also help you and keep you going. So once you have your obstacles, you have your motivation, the next step is creating a plan. The best way to create a plan is to brainstorm. And the best way to brainstorm is by starting with a question. So what I suggest is you take one page of that notebook and you will start at the top of the page and you're going to write, how do I get to this goal? For example, how do I create $10,000 monthly as an income? And you're going to brainstorm. You're going to write all the ways you can think of. Try to find at least 10 to 15 ways. If you can get to 25, even better. The clients I coach usually at first will find 5, 6, maybe 7 different ways. The more you practice this, the more you develop new ideas, new creative solutions on how to get to a certain goal. Once you have written all of those down, some may be too big to be in action on their own. For example, I won my Oscars, so what I'll do is I'll write my screenplay. But that's too big of an action on its own. So what I might want to do first is take that way of getting my Oscar and put it on a different page and detail what that means into action steps. Okay, so I will go to the bookstore and buy books on screenplay. I will read the books on screenplay. I will read screenplays of movies I like or movies that are similar to the one I want to write. I will make a plan about my screenplay. I will write a chapter every week. So then it's more details, and they're actually action steps you can take. And there's nothing more, I'd say, powerful to make you feel good than to scrape off one thing off a to-do list. There's this really self-confidence that gets built. There's this motivation. There's this positive thinking of I'm moving forward. I'm going towards my goal. I'm doing things, so I know I'll reach it at some point. It really brings you to much more happiness, make you feel better, make you grow also as you walk towards your goal. So it's very empowering to have all that to-do list, and then you can take all those to-dos, all those action steps, and incorporate them into your agenda. You would need to have at least 3 different things, small things you can do daily that will bring you to the big goal within 5 years. And if you do 3 to 5 things every day, even small things, small actions, eventually you will reach that goal. And what I noticed with the law of attraction is that the more you move forward towards a goal you want to reach, the more that goal seems to move forward towards you. So the more you act, the more the universe acts as well. It's pretty cool. The less you do, it seems, the less you get. So I hope this helps you understand how to create and start going towards your goals. Um, if so, great. I'm happy. And if you have any comments, please, of course, share them with me. Thank you very much, and I wish you all the best because you deserve it.